commenced the second year. Yami. すべてが闇だった。今まで闇も、命と死が同じで、何も見えない。In this darkness I was born. In this darkness I will be born again. In his eyes. 彼の目つきの中で。The back of my eyes always felt like home, and the intrusions of my other senses kidnapped me from this familiar abyss. I used to prefer a sensory deficit, and I would cross my arms, surround myself with silence, avoid fragrances, and limit the flavors on my tongue because of this. The world always felt scary to me, although I could never explain why. And the sound of screams was overbearing if I couldn't find sanctuary behind my eyes. Being blind since birth, the darkness had never fazed me, but the strength of my other senses had always been enough to bring me to my knees. Bones cracking, grinding and breaking, the putrid smells of blood and decay, the taste of iron and ash on my tongue, the feeling of burning and an eternal stabbing pain were all only the beginning of what I had suffered, what I sensed with ferocious intensity, what I endured. But I could always count on the darkness to swallow me whole in its serenity and to numb the pain. Until that day I could see the light. That day when sunlight shone through my bedroom window in an ominous and luminous red. I screamed as my world turned from a comforting black to a threatening crimson. Something was wrong. Why could I see? I heard my mother and father come running up the stairs to see if I was okay. I could immediately recognize the small light footsteps of my mother, now running with an almost feline agility as she ran to check on her son. And the long strides of my father's footsteps followed close behind, with the grace of a gazelle but with the presence of a stag. As the doorknob turned and the two figures entered, I couldn't help but scream again. The concept of vision was new to me, but even a blind boy knows that a mother's organs should not be spilling out of her and that a father should not be bleeding profusely from where there should have been a head. How could I tell them what was wrong? How could I explain seeing the world in red? Dad, where's your head? Mum, why are your guts spilling out all over the floor? Yeah, that would have totally gone over well if I had said that to them. What's wrong, sweetie? Why are you screaming? Is everything alright? I decided to tell them the truth, very carefully, with as little detail as I could while trying to act like I wasn't talking to living mutilations. And as if that wasn't enough, above my parents' disfigured heads were the times, dates, and ways that they would die. I can see, which startled me, but is everything supposed to be so red? My mother teared up, and I could see the conflicting emotions warring on her face. Joy that her boy could see at last, concern that I had screamed at this new vision, confusion why I screamed again when I saw them, and sadness that I could only now see in red. No, dear. It sounds like you went from being completely blind to colorblind. But maybe at this rate you may be able to see more colors in your 30s. That may be wishful thinking, though. It's already incredible that you can even see at all. I would even call it a miracle if you could see more than just red. That sounds like a nightmare. No wonder you screamed. I closed my eyes as I felt tears run down my face, and I felt her familiar loving embrace as I once again let the darkness take me. Soon after, the strong arms of my father tightened the hug just a bit further, and I could feel the love strongly from both of them. Mom, Dad, I don't want to open my eyes again. Is there a bandage or a blindfold I can cover them with? This is too overwhelming. I need time to process this. Of course, sweetie. She kissed my forehead before exiting the room, and my father followed right behind her after leaving a kiss on my left temple. I focused on the feeling of the embrace, and gentle kisses left by my two loving parents as I let the tears fall down my cheeks, caressing me as if my eyes were trying to comfort me as well. A few minutes later, the soft footsteps returned and headed back up the stairs. There was a soft click followed by a gentle push as she opened the door, and I could hear her footsteps getting closer. I soon felt a gentle pressure and soft warmth over my eyes. With loving care, she covered them with bandages and wrapped the roll around my head a couple of times to keep it in place. "Is that better?" "Yes, Mum. Thank you. I love you." I couldn't bear to see her bloodied as she was. I just wanted to hear her voice and hope that what I saw was just a temporary hallucination. Dad never came back to my room, and I can't say I blame him. It must have been heartbreaking to see his son like that, so broken, scared, and helpless. If he believed in any gods, surely, at that moment especially, his faith would be in question. The clock downstairs chimed once, twice, and stopped. It was 2 p.m. I told my mum I loved her, but just in case the hallucinations were real, I wanted to tell my dad I loved him as well. I left my room and headed towards the stairs. In his voice, I heard the words of a broken man. "What did we do to deserve this? What god would do this to a boy? To be blind is one thing, but to give him sight only in the colours of nightmares is cruel and unfair, not to mention his chronic pain and sensitivities." "I know, darling, but now, more than ever, we need to keep the faith and stay strong. Poor Ninjo is already going through enough." I walked down the stairs without my cane. I knew every step to the kitchen at this point. I followed my father's voice and gave him another hug. My family's presence had always calmed my senses, just as well as the darkness. As long as I can remember, Mum and Dad could always ease my pain. Their love for me was so strong that I felt healed by the things they would do for me. Mum's cooking was like medicine. Dad's voice silenced the infernal cacophony in my ears, and their embrace stopped the stabbing pain. Whenever they were around, I could just exist, and didn't have to suffer or endure. "I love you, Dad." "I love you too, Ninjo." But then, it happened. The clock chimed. Once, twice, thrice, and the third time seemed to ring with malice. As the room faded once again into silence, this time there was a loud bang at the kitchen door. Someone was there, with malintent.